So, hello everyone. Welcome to this series of making a platformer game in SDL2. So, I will be supporting all the major operating systems, that is Windows and Linux, with this game. So, without any delay, let's directly get started. So, the first thing I want you to look at is this GitHub repo. I have this project's GitHub repo on my my Incrod main account. I will give the link in description. You can clone it from there because the assets and say the other important files which are necessary to build the project are here. If you think that you don't need this, you can also go on with your own setup. But you need asset, I think. You need to have this thing, or you can use your own assets. It doesn't matter, but mm, that's all right. If you want to follow along, you can clone this. Okay. Now, for what I'll be using in this project, I'll be using libc, that is the C thing I'll right. It's a libc plus plus. Okay, that's correct. Libm, the mathematics library of C, say, and SDL2. Yeah. Okay. So C plus plus mathematics library and SDL2. Okay. Then how you can set up this thing. So to set up on Windows, you have to clone the repo, that is, and extract it, or download the zip or extract it. Then ensure that MinGW compilers, that is GCC and the G++ are available. And then make must be installed. Make is a, say, not a build system, but it's a simple tool to uh, is the pain of adding commands. So you don't have to write commands again and again. To compile a project, I'll be using main for that. And then to make or to actually compile the project, you have to from root folder run make command on command line, and yeah, this will give you a bin/kim.exe, which will be here, and then you can run bin/kim.exe. Anyway, but rather than, and for Linux based, there is also some instruction you can also follow that. Rather than reading this all out, I would like to start the thing. And actually, I will what I have shown you here. You need not to understand this at all. If you don't understand it, understand what I'm saying or I have written here, then it's also fine. I will show you how to compile this project and use it in your operating system. For Linux, I won't be doing that because it's actually pretty easy. You can use package manager, and there are already many guides available for Linux. For Windows, this thing is must, that you have to clone the repo. This thing is must. You have to clone the repo. And then you have to literally, you must have MinGW and make. You can install it from the website or using some chocolatey package manager. There is manager for Windows, and then the steps are same. I think. Okay, I will show you how to actually do it. That is how from here on. Say, oh, from say here, from here I will show you, because I have my GW and make installed, and the repo is already on my system. So from here we'll be doing it from root folder. I'll code the stuff. So I'll create the write the contents of my file, and then really code the have the game running, or have the initial setup done. Then I'll be executing these commands to run the project. Anyway, so getting started, what we have in our asset folder is fonts, music, sounds, and some spreadsheets for say for using game animations. And with our bin folder, in this bin folder we have some DLL. This is specifically for Windows. On Linux, you don't need this, but when you will be including report, it will be there. You can ignore it. And this is our game.exe, but I just compiled it as a test. So you don't need to have. And then this is the include folder. Include folder will be having our include files. For Windows, I have already included SDL2 here. SDL2 mixer, SDL, all the things that you need, all the SDL2 parts or SDL2 stuff that you need for this game. I have say I have included it or say put up in here on Windows. This is specifically for Windows 2. Yeah, on Linux you don't need this SDL2 folder. You need the include folder because I'll be adding more files in here for the game stuff, for the game specific things. In the slip folder, it is also not needed on Linux. So on Linux, you only need this bin folder, or it will automatically be created when you compile the project. But on Windows, you need all three. If you are on Windows, you must have all these three. And when you will clone the repo, you'll automatically get it, so you don't need to worry. You just need to ensure that they are there. Okay. And yep, this lib folder must be there. This is also for Windows. It's not for Linux. And it will be there when you will clone the repo. Clone this repo, you will have it. You will have this all these three folders properly and everything. So all this project setup you will be having. You can either compile it on Windows or Linux, wherever you want. Or you can just create your own folder or your project where you can copy from this repo, copy these folders from this repo and paste it in your own project. I have no licensing or anything like that here. Just simple. Anyway, so that's it, and the source is empty. I have not written any code in here, and the make file is also empty. This is to compile project, so I have not done anything in this project except for setting it up or setting up SDL2 and having some assets. Currently, we are having assets and SDL2 setup done. That's all. We haven't written a single line of code for now, not even code to compile this project. So let's start. First, I'll be writing main.cpp and let's include its IO stream. I think it's stream. And then let's include STL2 STL.h. It is giving me auto completion because this include directory. I have set up things like that. Don't worry. There is nothing for you to worry about. I will guide you for everything. But this auto completion is given to me because I had already provided this path in my VS Code settings of this C++ extension. So it gives not a completion for that. But if I try to compile this, it won't do anything. If I just simply type make here, right now nothing will happen because the make file itself is empty. So we need to, I will adjust the things. So you will be having a step 2. For now, all I'm doing is writing main.cpp. So say laying the foundation of the project using namespace and directly going to just cd in every line. There. And you have to ensure that the declaration or definition or the prototype of main function is this. Or it shall be this. It cannot be something else because SDL2 uses it like this. And then return. That's it. Okay. Now let's do some STL init here. STL init everything. Okay, and I think I should add everything here. Yep, I think I should. But if an error occurs, it is not equal to 0. Let's just specify that explicitly. It's not equal to 0. Then we will be see out uh, the SDL and what I can say here SDL that if you are wondering how I know all of this, that it will be exactly like this. I have been using SDL2 for quite some time, so I pretty much remember how the functions look like. But anyway, if you will use, you will also get familiar. It is nothing funny. And then I will do SDL2. So let's do this for now. I'm not using anything fancy in here. I'm only using SDL init and quit. Now it's time to write our makefile to compile this project. If I do make, nothing will happen because this file is empty. So let's. So I'm setting the CC variable to G++. That is what compiler will be G++. Flags, that is the C++ flags will be this. I'll be using C++ standard 17. Give me all warnings. Give me all say extra warnings, and then whatever to let's some position independent code. And the final thing will be setting up the include directory, and the include directory will be include. So you have to type -i and then write the name of the include directory. This is my include directory. And here I'm having SDL2, and it will find this SDL2 slash SDL.h in this include directory. So here it is SDL.h. Here it is SDL.h. So that's it. Now LD flags LMLNGW32. You have to specify these flags on Windows specifically. Now let's say what's the name it? Windows LD flags. So will it be okay? Let's say if I can Windows LD flags. I think that's it. Let be that for now, and then I'll be generating a bin/in.exe from src/star. That is all the file. Take all the files in source directory and generate a bin/in.exe. So first thing will be our CC, that is compiler. Then see these are variables, and by writing them with dollar in parentheses, I am substituting these variables. You will see when I will compile it. And we are explained properly. CSS flags, and then dollar window flag LD flags, and then -o. Say then dependencies. That is this whole thing. This source. Let's just start with this. All the files are dependencies. So take them and then -o dollar. This is target. That is this the thing we are going to compile, and currently we are going to compile in bin/chem.exe. So this is going to take all the files in source directory and compile them into bin/chem.exe. That is here a chem.exe will be generated. Okay. I think that's it for now. Let's just try it. See if it works. So you can see it's not working. It is saying it did not find this SDL init, get error, and SDL quit because I did not. See, okay, everything is alright. I think because we did not link the SDL2 libraries in here. So let's link them. First, I have to link SDL2 main. Say in this library, or say in this folder here, I am having SDL2 here is the main SDL2 main.a. So I have to mention it like this: SDL2 main.a, then lib slash lib SDL2.a, and then dot slash lib no, dot slash bin slash what it is SDL2.dll. I am having, so here let me save it again, try making it. Is it saying anything? No. There are whole lot of it. Okay, so what's going on here? I don't understand. Let's see. I am having WinGW. I am having maths library, win.a, STL2.a, and then win slash STL2.dll. Hmm. Shall I Google it? I don't know what it is that's causing this error. Now let's say this is math library. It does not find all of these functions well definitely because these functions are there. So I'll have to maybe reposition the things a bit here, or maybe not. Let's see. Okay, I think I have to move this thing in here. Color dependency. Maybe. Okay. Maybe it is able to find. Okay, it is. Let's say. Okay, it's still the same. So there is no problem with this thing. Maybe. And then I have to. Maybe this thing is not quite correct. Let's place it in here. Make it okay. Okay. I have to do forcibly make it because it is okay. It's done. So now it's working. So the position is very important where you specify these files. Comes how in what order you specify these files. So the order should be matching. That is, this order should be there. First SDL2, then SDL2 main, and then main DLL file. So let's try running the game itself. So oh no, I'm directly here. Game.exe. Yep, it's working. No error is found. Otherwise, this SDL error would have been triggered. Since everything looks fine, and now our compiler can also find SDL2 because I have specified the include path. I think it's all fine. So we can close the make file for now. And let's start writing some more. Window under STL. Okay, window, and then set title. I'll be giving for platformer game, and then the x coordinate will be STL. Window post, let's say centered STL. Window post centered. Okay. And then I wanted to do something like window post centered, and I also want to have a width and height in here. So I'll be creating a file here. First include, I'll be creating not in SDL2, in include. I'll be creating util.hpp. That is for utilities. Okay, and then in source, I'll be creating util.cpp. You can see. Now in this SPP file, I'll first let me see. Let's just for some say this util.hpp. Then I can define okay. The mode is not proper. Let's define window width how much width shall be there. Uh, I'm not going to make it full. I just want it to be a ratio of 16:9. So for 16:9, let's make it like it says 720 for width. Sorry, 7 0 41280 width, and for height, let's say 720. I think it's alright. Any of this shall include it's util. Okay, util and then this util.http. Okay. Now then I have to here. Okay. First I have to include this util.http file. Okay, include this util.http file. And then here I have to specify the arguments. This should be window width, and then there should be window height. And then for flex, you can also pass 0 in here, but I would recommend you to pass simply STL window. Yeah, I think it's okay. And then we'll have that, and then let's destroy the window next. Destroy window. Okay. We are destroying the window here, and let's delay it for some time just to test whether it's actually working, or we just display everything here. Okay. Let's make it. Okay, it's giving me some warnings because I'm not using these things and I don't like it pretty much. Let's just avoid past it for now. Later on, I'll see what to do with it. Avoid. Let's do something with ARGs. So I'll see what to do with ARGs. Do it. And then let's, okay, not main, I'm just I should do this. Bin slash dot slash bin slash game.exe. You can see a Windows created here. I cannot do anything with it. I cannot interact with it. Windows created, so it's okay, fine. So delete this line and then STL renderer and run. It's fine. Create renderer. Create a renderer. And then first there should be window. Then this pass for index -1. You don't need to bother about these things. These things as well do automatically can manage. You don't need to. Then we can create a variable of Boolean type. Using our running game. Now, and then we have an event variable. Event E for receiving the SDL events like window closing event or say button click, mouse click. All of these events will be received in this variable. How? Let's see. So first thing I'm doing is running. While running, it shall be doing start continuously, and then while STL all event address of you want will pass, and this will simply fetch all the events from STL2. STL2 actually what it does that it just takes all the events and dumps all those events in this still event variable or e variable. It is event variable. Okay. So if e dot type. By the way, if you're using SDL3, there is some changes in this naming configuration. This SDL quit becomes SDL event quit, something like that. I don't know much about that, but I would say there is no much difference in SDL2 and SDL3, or more or less the things will be same. All you can all you will see changing is maybe a bit of names and a lot more new features, many more new features, because SDL2 has say has been used as a wrapper for OpenGL for a long time, and probably the community didn't like it. They're adding something of their own for 3D and all the drawing stuff. Anyway, but we'll be using SDL2 and the 2D library or 2D rendering library of SDL2, which is same in SDL3 too. So this will be all right if you are using SDL3. The code is going to be pretty much same, except for some differences, which you can easily figure out in the documentation, or you don't need the documentation event. You can just simply Google it out and you see this code and just copy paste it and type what it means in SDL3. It's actually very easy. There's no such any difference in SDL2 and SDL3 for how much I have seen for 2D library, for the 2D rendering library. For other new features and things, I cannot say much about. I haven't tried it very much because it's quite a new. Anyway, so when erotype is equal to SDL quit, then I can say running. Oh, shall I break it from it? Don't have to pass any more events. Itself as quit event. Okay, and then SDL SDL render clear. This will clear the render. That is clear this screen. See what we are doing here. Let me just write this code. Then I will demonstrate you, or say say I'll show you by drawing how this whole stuff is working and what I'm actually trying to do here. Okay. First, set render dot color. Okay, not this one. Set render drop color. So render. Okay, and then here this renderer, and then our color will be 0, 255. Okay. Then again, let's do render present renderer. Okay. This is done here, and delay. I'll say 16 for 60 FPS. Approximately will run on 60 frames per second with this delay. It is expected to, but let's see what operating system does and how what calculations you do in here so that it talks up this thread. Anyway, so to get started, let's just test this code. Okay, no, not this thing. Okay, you can see we can move the window here, and if I close this, it's closing. I can come to the command line and simply press Ctrl C, and it will automatically get closed. So the window is there now. Let me show you pictorially. I think it is what I'm doing. Yeah. So what I'm doing is actually I want to do it like this. Okay, not here. Okay. Let me show you. So first I'm having a main function here. It is doing simply with this is doing nothing. There is nothing in it. I'm simply void casting these arguments to not have warnings anymore. which is not necessary. You can simply ignore this part. You can also choose not to write it, but you will have some warnings that you are not using it anyway. Then here SDL init, we are initializing SDL2 library with this. That is checking if everything, and we're initting everything. That is the audio system, video system, everything. You can see it just goes for everything. Then I'm creating a window here. So this what this function does. It creates a window and returns a pointer to that window to us. So it returns a pointer of that window to us. So I'm taking this window, and then I am creating a renderer of from that window. That is, I'm taking this window, and what I'm doing is that let's say it has some exact window, and passing it to some function. Say this is our function, and what it is returning me is a renderer object. Say I should use, where is the text, renderer object. And with that renderer object, what I'm doing is so with the renderer object, what I'm doing is drawing something on the screen. Using this object, I am drawing something. So let's say use to draw on screen. Using this renderer object, we are rendering something on the screen. We can also render directly using this window object, but then it won't be using GPU. It will only be using CPU. Use GPU or whatsoever the means there is, which is best. We should use render. It is recommended as still do. Then this is our event object, and this is our event object, which is simply say taking all the events or taking all the events that SDL2 gets by this whole event call, and I'm utilizing those events. If there is a quit event, I'm simply assigning the running to false, which breaks this game loop and exits game. And then I'm having say the standard draw color. So what it does is that sets this draw color of the current renderer. That is, this renderer is used to draw something, so we can set the draw color of this. It is completely black. So then we are clearing the render. That is, we want to clear this renderer or clear this window with this color. So it is black. So there will be black because we are drawing with black color. We are setting the color black, so it is simply rendering the black screen. And then present this. So actually, this what it does is that it clears it, but it does it in a buffer. So let's say there is a buffer here. And what this render present does, that it let me, I think I should do something like this. We can move it now. Let's just directly do it like this. So what this does render present, that it renders this, or actually displays it on the screen by swapping the buffers. So this is done by render present. So actually, okay, so render present. So actually, the render clear changes this buffer. The render clear changes this buffer, and the render present fetches this buffer, and say actually displays it on the screen, or say pastes this on the screen. It's simply internal of the SDL2, and they know how to handle it. It's not. I didn't get much deeper into that, but it simply swaps the buffer of the actual graphical library that it is using and itself. And then there's a delay of 16 seconds for 60 FPS, and that's all it is. Then there's a destroy window. It is to destroy the window. That is, it's when this code exits or this loop ends, it destroys the window, and then that's still good. Even if you don't destroy the window, still it will automatically get destroyed because the shell code is called on and the program is ending anyway. So you can not write this, but still it's recommended to write this or like this. And then there is you can also change the colors. Let me just change it to show you a bit. It actually works. So let me set it to say blue for most of the part. And if I compile it from blue and then make it, you can see it's blue because it's clearing with blue color and then swapping the buffer. But let me get it back to 0 because I think black will be more suitable because we will be drawing our custom background image on this game or say in this whole on this whole window. So I think black is best for now. That's it. So that's it for today's video. I think this much is enough for a setup. We will continue developing this game in the next part. And I think it's enough for now. You know how to set up a window and structure this project. If you want, you can also go further, but I'll be continuing in the next video with some more plans, and maybe that video will be much longer than this one. So that's it. Thanks for watching.